Yo, what's up guys, LordSenno here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the new Deepwoken update. Most of the stuff here is just balancing, but there is one new content item which was a spawn that they added. This patch was pretty agreeable. All of the changes here were ones that I agreed with. There were very few changes which I thought were out of place. And overall we're kind of seeing a shift of the meta from mantra spamming to more viable playstyles for everyone who doesn't want to engage in that. A lot of mantras, mantra cooldowns, and talents were nerfed, so that should positively affect attunementless and people who just want to focus more on the base M1 combat. Without further ado, let's get into this video. First, let's direct our attention to the new content. So this wasn't much, but it's much needed quality of life, considering that they added a spawn location at Minitrisa. Now you may be wondering, who the hell would want to spawn at Minitrisa? Do you think people are going to farm Snow Knights at level 1? No, the reason why they added this was so that you could go and do the Trial of 1 and repeat it until you get the start that you want. Let's say you do Trial of 1 and you get 0 legendary cards, then you have to wipe yourself and then go all the way back and sail all the way there, make your character again and do all of that. This just makes that process a lot easier because you don't have to sail all the way back. Next we have some changes to RNG. So I noticed when making new builds I was getting rare and legendary cards a lot less, and that was because of the changes that they did in the luck update. Now they've made it so that rare and legendary mantras are much more common, but if you fold them and you decide not to take them, then you lose a lot of luck. Bolt Piercer is no longer a legendary mantra, so expect a lot more people to start getting it. I didn't understand why Lightning had 3 legendary mantras in the first place, when they were all pretty tame in comparison to some of the other spells in the game. Fishman is now a rare. I don't think this makes much of a difference because most people get Fishman anyway, because it's legendary that you can get from level 1. So eventually for your playthrough, most people are just going to get that anyway. And now we have the bulk of the changes in this patch, which is the balancing. Currently Deepwoken's meta is just creating the strongest spells and spamming them off cooldown and waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. I think with some of these changes, the developers do address some of the issues with the current meta. For one, Fire Eruption costs more ether, and Flaming Rebound restores less reservoir. This means that Flame Charm users can spam their spells way less often because they're not going to have infinite ether anymore. Flaming Rebound was a Flame Charm talent which actually allowed you to regain your reservoir whenever you hit someone with a Flame Charm spell, but the issue was, even if your opponent parried it, they still got the reservoir back, which was really stupid, and they addressed this. Both Mirage clones and Exploding Mirage clones had their cooldowns nerfed, and this is a change that I think a lot of us are happy about because it was a tool that punished you for dodging your opponent's attacks because they got free damage and a free stack of flame on you just because you decided to play the game. You're still going to take damage from these two talents, but it's going to be way less than often considering that the cooldowns got increased significantly. Glacial Arcs can now no longer be casted on other Glacial Arcs, meaning that the Fortnite strategy is basically gutted. The Fortnite strategy is where you shoot a Glacial Arc into the air, and then you stand on the Glacial Arc, and then you start shooting Glacial Arcs down at your opponent, and you basically melt their health bar and they can't do anything about it. Now, the final changes of the patch are the most juicy ones. Basically what they did was they nerfed the cooldowns of a ton of moves. These moves include Glacial Arc, Astral Wind, Rising Flame, Lightning Impact, Dark Blade, Wind Blade, Gale Lunge, and Ice Lance. Now you may be wondering, how is increasing the cooldowns of moves by 3 seconds going to stop people from spamming mantras? And the answer is because, well, people don't use their mantras just once. Over the course of the fight, they may use Ice Lance 3 or 4 times. And so you add 3 seconds of cooldown onto that, and that's 12 extra seconds that they have to wait, which is huge. This definitely won't solve the issue of mantra spamming, but it's a step in the right direction, and it will be a less viable strategy. Those are all the updates that were in this patch, and I'm pretty pleased with these changes. Deepwoken's meta right now is pretty unfortunate, but the developers are definitely trying to fix it, so good on them. I feel like very shortly we'll be in a more healthy game state. And the core mechanics of Deepwoken are such that they're enjoyable to the extent that, even if the game is unbalanced, you can still play it and have fun. Alright guys, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.